All right. Y'all, I'm so excited right now. I'm so excited right now. And y'all, it's the little things in life that gets you going. I am successfully streaming on every platform that I have my following basis in, include Instagram. It really pays to read instructions to see what you're doing wrong, but I was determined today that we are going to get this thing going. So, first off, and I know it's late. I probably never on here this late, but I'm just trying to change my trend. I'm not even gonna know. Not even gonna know what's going on. It's 2024 because just trying to change my dynamic of how I'm running things. But I want to first get on here and say Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all of you guys. Happy New Year to my followers. Happy New Year to my clients. Happy New Year to people who I'm just meeting, sliding in your DMs, just any potential followers. I wanted to get on and say Happy New Year. I really was going back and forth about what the perfect post would be. I don't have what the perfect post was going to be for 2024. You already know how things go. Like, hey, let's and do a flash. And I thought about let me do a flashback to everything, which I still may do. But I didn't want to wait to edit that. I feel like to me, I just felt compelled last night to be like, you know what, for my New Year. Oh, I hope it doesn't do this. Um, this I'm out at work. For New Year, I want my New Year task to be I want to get on and actually do a New Year post and actually just go over just give some motivation followers as well as myself. Yesterday I was listening to some good word, some good motivational information and the that's when it hit me. I'm like, you know what? I'm going live for New Year's, just to kind of, just kind of be a little more, be a little transparent about why I want you guys to keep pushing forward and just things that we have dealt with uh, as business owners. A lot of times you see us on Instagram and Facebook, and it just seems like everything is all gravy and awesome. But guys, there's stories behind all of the things that we do. So 2023 was gave me a great time to reflect, but it didn't just start with 2023. I had to reflect with in 2023, 2022, 2021, especially 2020. Like there were so many years that have of different things that different milestones that got me to where I'm at today. And I just want to share them with you. And guys, to be honest, I'm still not where I want to be, but I'm pushing forward and I'm not disappointed about where I am, but I actually could see a clearer vision. So when I was looking into this podcast, guy, I was listening to this podcast last night, and I'll just pray that this Wi-Fi stays steady so we can keep on going. Um, yeah, I am connected to the main network, but things happen. But like I said, we definitely All right. Sorry about that, guys. Like I say, I am a mother. So yeah, but I wanted to just jump in and talk to you guys. We're gonna have us a little guest on there. Hold on. Like I said, guys, I had wanted to just get on and just kind of discuss, some things that I had reflected on when we were looking into when I was just reflecting over the New Year's and reflecting over the podcast I had looked into. So when I was looking into the podcast, the biggest thing that was pointed out, both of the guys described a lame man that was being healed. There's quite a few stories in the Bible that talks about a lame man. One case was the lame man. I never had really heard it this way, but he was talking about how the lame man, how God found the lame man, and actually, how God came to the lame man, and when he asked the lame man, "Do you want to be healed?" This was a circumstance where the lame man actually had not been was not actually looking out, searching to be healed by God. And the point that he was pointing out was like, hey, when God is ready to use you, sometimes he actually come and grab us. And I thought that really would be very motivational when it comes to beauty professional, I mean, to business owners and us being into the industry that we're in, because um a lot of us, sometimes we were just given this talent. We have this talent, I'm a beauty professional myself. We're given this talent, but to be honest, guys, where sometimes some of the positions we're in, and if we really just be honest with ourselves, we weren't looking to do this big of a task. And so and I say, I'm gonna relate it to my own life. But the other story, the other guy the other pastor who's reflecting on the lame man. In this case, the lame man once again was not necessarily looking um to be healed by Jesus, by God, by Jesus, but he actually had been looking to he had 4 friends that was carrying him to Jesus, and the guy with the support system that that man had around him, it made it where he could successfully get to, get to the better side, the better being of himself and become well. So, um, I just wanted to share that because, the examples that they gave and the way they connected the story, I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is something that really helps when it comes to us as when I reflect over my own life. I was always a person who had, I was overachiever a lot of times because I took paths that were less traveled, but just guys, I took a lot of paths that were less traveled, but I also had did, just some of the goals that like where I am right now. To be honest, guys, I wasn't looking to have a hair loss center, like, it's just like the goals that God had for me were not well, the goals that I had for myself were lower than the goals that God had for me. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask over here. So I say that to say, if you really wanna get in those different positions to be pushed the right way, you do wanna make sure that you, first off, are connected to the Almighty, so you can have a clear vision on your purpose, and you won't, find yourself just kinda stumbling out here. And with me having a clear purpose and truly believing on what God has for me, he has connected me to teammates and coaches and mentors and, just business colleagues that have pushed me to the level I am today. They also talked about in the podcast, like, how sometimes there are just, sometimes you might be going through that situation where you kinda feel a little, strained, or, like you're feeling like a little exhausted, or you feel a little burnt out, but I can tell you guys, those were some of my best times. That's when my ideas flourished. That's when I jumped out and did what he truly had for me, because I was one of the people, like, like that. If I yeah, I go into my own life. I graduated high school, got good grades, that was my goal. Let me go on to college. I got my cosmetology license, Imma go to college, and now Imma get me a good job, okay? Hair was honestly just what I was doing to get through college. Now thankfully, I took hair serious enough to go ahead and get a license, but, um, I mean, I was so determined to just have this good job and focus on that, that I mean, I had did an internship at the job I wanted. I had, started telling my clients, like, they already knew after them 4 years, they started telling me, "Ooh, Amber, I know you at the end of these 4 years, and I know you said you were just doing this for Hey, happy New Year." They were saying that you were just doing this for just a periodical time, just a little small time period, to get through. But guys, that was not the plan that God had for me. And so when that door closed, like just like the lame man, when that lame they had 4 friends carrying him to the temple, got their doors closed, they had to find another way. So they took him to the roof. So for me, when that door closed and the job that I thought that I was gonna be able to get, and I just knew it was a great job, um, people who talk to me personally know about the situation. I said, I got the opportunity to, sit down and reflect, like, "Okay, well, what's going wrong?" Like, "God, I did everything that, seemed right to do," but I realized it was what I wanted to do. It was not so much the purpose He had for me. And so, with all that, it has taken me to greater heights when I started realizing you can't control everything. I had to release control for myself. And so, and once I got that peace with God and realized that He was truly in control, now my purpose was able to become more clear on what I needed to do. So from to um now it's like, okay, well, all right, God, what is it that you want me to do? And like just research just started just falling in my hands. Like, okay, well, Amber, you always had this desire for hair loss. Guys, let me tell you how I was so determined on what I was on. God had even blessed me to get my first home, right? And I was like, "Oh, yeah, but I've got this first home." Maybe when I was going to the realtor, I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this home because I'm about to have such and such job." But y'all, I got pre-approved for the home with my hair money. The money I was making from hair, I was truly doing hair full time, so it's kinda like, Amber, you kinda need to reflect on that, and sometimes our answers are right there in our laps, guys, it's right in our faces, and we so not in tune with what we have going on because maybe we need to sit down and reflect on what God is doing for us or what is actually working and what's not working, and so things can be clear, and every time I have those sit down moments, it takes me or my business to another level. Y'all excuse our haircuts, we both need haircuts right now. We scheduled for Friday. But yeah, so, when it comes to being, I'll just encourage you guys, who are on here for, you're looking, trying to figure out what it is, what is the purpose for you this new year. I encourage you to sit down, really connect with your higher power, whoever it is. I know I speak about God because that's who my higher power is, but sit down and really let Him speak with you so you can see what you want to do. Because what happens is and I'm guilty. We get on social media, everybody else is doing, start comparing our business to other business. Like, oh, okay, well, he's doing blah blah, he's doing blah blah. Oh, I need to start teaching classes, or um, I need to run some sales. I need to, no, now I want to start doing wigs. Or maybe I need to start doing braids too, or microblading, popping. Let me go through the class on that. Just all of that stuff. Then we be scattered, and it's like, y'all, if we sit down and focus on what it is that we're supposed to be doing and get a clear vision of, like I said, first, who your higher being, what does he have for you to do? What is your higher being? What is the purpose that God has for you? Then everything else will fall in place. I'm not bothered when I see other people doing great things. I go share their stuff. I love their stuff, and if anything, it's a motivation to me. Like, oh, okay, that's what I'm able to do. Of course, you want to surround yourself with like-minded people, but you do not want to get caught in a pattern of not being clear on what you need to do for yourself. You're not being in tune with yourself. So like I said, so to go on with my story, I ended up, going into the hair loss field. Like the hair loss was always my deep down passion, but because the trichology wasn't big at the time in the United States. To be specific, trichology was only available in Australia, London, and there was one trichologist here in the United States while I was in college. I was even in cosmetology school, I always asked, what is the medical side of hair? The medical side of hair that they knew at the time was dermatology. So that's while I'm in school, go to school for dermatology. But then I realized, well, I'm not trying to go to medical school to be a dermatologist. There has to be another way. And that's how I found out about trichology. But when I got out of school and realized, oh, this good job that I thought I was gonna get, trichology was like something way down the line. Like, oh, I'm gonna get that. Never. So what I thought, trying to go on my own thinking, it that was not I would have never seen myself being in trichology as fast as I got in trichology. But the first thing that I got at first was non-surgical hair replacement because that was something I could get quick. And during that time, the circumstances that I had going on, I needed something quick. I needed to bring some life to my business because, guys, I was doing hair, but I was not enjoying it no more. So I was kind of like, okay, God, clearly you want me to stay doing hair, and you blessed me to be able to get this home with my hair money, but I'm gonna have to have a different something else is gonna have to shake for me to fall in love with sticking with what I'm doing, because I'm only gonna do what I love doing, okay? I'm not trying to be miserable coming to work. So, like I say, he blessed me to find a avenue that guys, like I said, I've always been an overachiever. I've always if I'm gonna do it, Imma do it to the fullest. When I was a cosmetology student, I did cosmetology to the fullest. I learned everything. When I became a hairstylist, I'm gonna do all the hair trends. I want to learn everything. And now when I got into hair loss, I'm not gonna just be a non-surgical hair replacement specialist. I found out that non-surgical before I even went to the class, I saw that, oh, that these services are available to insurance. So what type of position do I need to put myself in so I can make services billable, where I can actually bill medical insurance for my clients' hair loss services. That's really what it was. And guys, I didn't just pull hair loss out the sky. I had hair loss clients in my chair. So I just had to be in tune with what I had going on. It was all in my face, like, "Amber, you are, hey, Miss Vicky." "Yes, ma'am." That's my trichology sister right there. But yes, I'm saying, guys, like, we had to really, um, you really got to be in tune with what you have going on. The blessings are right there in your chair. And maybe non-surgical hair placement was not for you. Maybe hair loss is not your area. But if you notice you doing people asking you for color all the time, and you could come up with these formulas of color correction and, then you put a V-scut on it, sit down and make that your craft, okay? So like I say, for those who are jumping on middle of it, I'm just going into just a conversation about, how do we need to move forward in this 2024, like, so we do not be in 2025 and still kind of stagnant. And guys, the biggest purpose is finding your purpose from your higher calling. Hey, so no, yeah, your buddy over here sleep. Happy New Year, Miss Jackie. Yes, Amara, he wanted to be on the live today. I tried to do him at work, but I did not have time, but I was determined to get on live today. And I want to be transparent today. So Amari needed to be on here today so y'all can this is me being very transparent about what life has done for me and what it has done for my career. So like I said, once I got into hair replacement, the hair loss specialist, got into that, started digging into all that I can dig into, and then also, realizing, hey, I'm pulling out some things that people not really doing. Let me put together a class where I just didn't find that proper training. I was blessed to find my first mentorship coach, right? So guys, let me tell you about that. Now I know a lot of us we gotta stop this, but we follow everybody. And I'm not saying not follow everybody, but we're so confused because we want to take classes with, like I said, everybody want to get coached by everybody. But you know what you're working on. When I came and also do, hey, I'm gonna do that pertaining to hair loss. That's what I'm gonna do. It took a while, but I met bread and butter was doing natural services, braids and weaves and all that stuff, but I was slowly transitioning. But a mentor got me to the next level where I was able to um learn how to transition it. I simple questions like my coach was like, "Well, Amber, if you're not trying to do advertise crochet anymore, why you still putting it on your page? If you're not trying to advertise that you do braids, why you putting it on your page? Your page needs to be about hair loss." So even so, I had to start speaking. Like you're right. Yeah, I might be doing this on the side, on certain days of the week to keep my bills paid. But ultimately, my focus is to fill my whole clientele up with hair loss services or hair restoration services, healthy hair services, whatever. But it started from a coach helping me on that. And even how I got to a coach, they said being around the right circle, getting that right team of people around you. I had a product guy who came through and was like, hey, this person can tell you how to make this in such and such that time, doing hair loss services. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I really am into hair loss. I'll do it because you told me it's good. Honestly, that I had no idea that I was going to network with somebody who's going to really take my business to another level, and I appreciate them for that. So, I didn't look at the hair loss industry the same. I realized, like, oh, I was leaving so many people on the table because I didn't have the right mentor to take me to that next level, and that same mentor is the one who do my own classes, because when it came to non-surgical hair replacement, in my head, I was doing what I gotta do to get my clients services, you know, reimbursed for, like, hair hair loss services does hair loss services, understand that hair loss, their prices could be a little different, the cost can be a little higher, but I didn't wanna I wanted to bring a new service, but I wanted to make sure I presented it right, and so me tapping into the insurance and medical financing and all the other things that were available, I wanted to be sure that I was equipped to do all of that, and I guess other people wasn't doing it, and that's when she called me out, she said, "Amber, you need to start teaching this, don't keep giving it away, okay?" And I was like, "Oh, you're right." But to be honest, guys, I had no desire. Like I said, I didn't I the hair loss the having hair loss business was a long-term goal. I had planned on using my good job to get paid, put my money on the side to finally get me a cent years down the line, but you already know I would've just kept doing my good job. I got with my mentor who told me that, "Hey, you need to go start doing classes." I had no desire to teach classes, guys. Not that I couldn't teach, but just wasn't a desire, like, "Oh, okay, well, I don't know if I wanna get into all that." But once I started, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, this is really a need out here. Let me run with it," okay? And then from there, you start getting other circles, you find somebody that can help you with sales, you get with a coach that like, I got a coach now who is teaching me how to, like, I got new digital products that I'm get more in the digital world and just really how to really wanna monetize those appropriately, but also make sure that I'm giving quality services to people who are working with me, and learning from me, like really being a better coach for you guys. So, um, if 2024 for me, guys, is just gonna be a year that I'm truly implementing what's been getting implemented. Each year, we should see that we change. We should not still be in the same position that we back a year ago, and the only way to really kinda monitor that is, if you journal or you write down things into your agenda book, if you actually truly plan by the quarter, sometimes it may seem like we're doing so much work, but we're not getting anything done. Oh, I can reflect on my books and realize, oh man, you might not be exactly where your end goal. You might not be at the end goal at the end of the year, but you can see the progress that you have, so you can see the progress that you were working towards just from reflecting back on items that you were working on. So happy like I said, I just guys, give a little motivational chat, for those who are for those who are looking for, some type of coach or a community where we could really work with you and help you take your hair loss business to another level. I'm your girl, okay? I've been there. There's not really too many stories that I haven't heard or things I probably hadn't experienced myself. Certain experiences that I know were intentional for my journey. Okay. So there's been some hardships that came in this business. Um, like now today, I have my own hair loss clinic, guys. I have a staff. This year I was able to have an end of the year meeting with my staff so I can plan for the future. I have not been able to do that. Like, this is like my first year. Like I said, I always had a VA, but now I got a VA in person. Like it's growth, and like I said, I know there's many of other people I can look at online and be like, "Oh, man, they got a whole team and all that." It's motivation. It's not making me like, I feel like I'm less, but it's motivation for me to push forward. If you're looking for coaches that are gonna take you to that level, I had to get with a coach who does have the team, so I'll know how to set up a team because I didn't know how to set up one. I've been needing staff. We all need that bonus person to work with us. We all probably been needing an assistant, we all, sometimes we just don't know how to, "Okay, well, I have staff, I can't afford to pay 'em, I'm having to chase these services." There's ways to work smarter and not harder, and as a beauty professional, as a coach, as a hair loss specialist, as a dermatologist, as a beauty owner, like I said, like, just, like I said, now I'm an employer. There's just different things there were different, trainings and skill sets that came with learning those different things, and there were different areas of my life that I had to go through to push me into those. I got pushed into having my own building. It was like, pandemic came, I'm in a suite, but then you get uncomfortable. Sometimes you start getting uncomfortable, you're like, "Okay, I need something bigger." But us, we kinda stay in our safe zone. My safe zone was, "Okay, well, Imma get in with somebody, or let me try to partner up with somebody, or let me, get me some, let me see what other beauty professional friends doing, because I just didn't wanna jump out there by myself. And a lot of times it's because I was, like, around circles that, I just didn't see good experiences with owning a building. But guys, can I tell y'all, not owning, but leasing. I'm leasing a building right now. I said I will own soon, but I'm leasing the building. Guys, that's been not the easiest thing I could have ever done. It's about as easy as when I was renting a suite. Would have never thought. Now, granted, like I said, you do have those upfront costs where you have to, make it look like how you wanna make it, but if you have a good realtor, I was blessed with a realtor that I didn't even know. God just put them in place like, "Hey, I know you said you do classes. I know you say you want this type of setup." When I say y'all, the realtor found the exact space for me. I didn't have to really go in there and do anything. And I changed the floors just because we need hard floors. But it was like walk-in ready. So, get aligned with your higher being. In my case, I had to get aligned with God so I could truly hear what my purpose is, know what my purpose is, and walk in my purpose. And that guided me to each coach, each experience, and all the experiences are not gonna be great, but guys, even if it's the not great experiences, there were things I was learning. There was certain, what's the word? Like, it kinda like, how sometimes you gotta get that tough skin, and not tough skin to be mean to somebody, but it was just like I say, guys, anybody who knew me, I have clients who know me since college. I am not the same, you know, nice little, I was real bubbly, I'm still bubbly. I mean, that's just my personality, but I couldn't be that bubbly person and run a building. I couldn't be that person and teach a class, So, there were certain things that had to come to be able to truly stand on what you stand on and really be able to teach other people, um, some very serious things. I mean, honestly, the edge helped me get in with these insurance companies, like, "We're not accepting the word no." I don't do good with accepting denials because we have with a cosmetology license, guys, there is so much that we can do that we're not told that we can do. And my goal is to make sure that any beauty professional or barber or anybody who just desires to be a business owner in the hair loss industry, my goal is to show you what all we can do. Because a state like everybody knows state board was no joke to get. But what's happening is you have a lot of do-it-yourself stylists or do-it-yourself people who are, making we're comparing. I've had to tell my students, I'm not, why are you trying to set your prices to somebody that's in not against Facebook groups. I'm in Facebook groups all the time. But why are you trying to compare your prices to somebody who is unlicensed? Why are you trying to compare your prices? Why are you even trying to compare your services to somebody who didn't have to pass a state exam hands-on? I think we forgot how hard that state board exam was. Like, yeah, if you went to a school that got you right, you followed it to key, but, that was not an easy exam. Then we had to keep these licenses up. We had to keep disinfecting and sanitation rules in place. You know what I'm saying? And so these type of state licenses allows us where we can be credentialed with other bigger agencies. And like I said, there's a lot of agencies, but in my case, like, I'm teaching you how to get on with insurance agencies to help service your clients. This is not something I created, guys. This is something that was already existing. We just weren't using it as much because we didn't know how. So you telling me, yes, a hair loss client can come to you and your facility can be listed to cover their hair loss services. And when I say listed, we're listed with TRICARE. You can be listed with Blue Cross Blue Shield. You can be listed with Aetna. You can be listed with United Healthcare. You can be listed with, there's insurance companies on other sides of the nation that we don't hear around here, but I'm about to, I work nationally, okay? So there are different insurance companies that provide coverage for these hair loss clients. So, with us being a specialist, and we going doing all these trainings, and we going to all these classes, and we're not able to teach our clients that, we're not able to communicate it to them. So, guys, like I said, in that case, we need to kinda sit down. There are so many of us beauty professionals who are so trained, so talented, um, but if we don't sit down and get into what God has purpose for us. We're gonna keep going through this cycle and be in 2025 trying to figure it out still. Stick to something and build on it. As a coach, my goal is to help you find what that is. If you're not sure what it is, let me help you out. Let me figure out what it is. I'm gonna take what you're already good at and apply it to hair loss. I can let you know that. If you're good at, like me, I was already good at natural hair. Natural hair was my thing. I got dreadlocks now. If a person comes to me with hair loss, so I can get them a dreadlock hair replacement cranial prosthesis. Period. Okay? If somebody come to me I have had clients who came to me because they didn't wanna do the nice pixie cuts. Don't get me wrong, I love the pixie cuts. I have to be honest, 'cause I didn't get as much training in pixie cuts like that because I had a lot of natural clients. I can cut you up now, but I didn't get to get that smooth, relaxing, uh, relaxer feel that people get to get, and I love it. I have so many hair replacement friends and colleagues that I follow, that's their industry. That's their specialty. My specialty is the natural kinky textures. Now, nice enough, somebody come with some straight I do have straight hair clients, guys, let me put that out there, but that's not that I know what my area is, okay? Men and women. I wanna work with men and women and children. Maybe you only work with children. Maybe your specialty is, "Hey, I wanna help little children, little girls or little boys who are going through alopecia." Maybe, I have a colleague who she works with just cancer patients. That's her thing. Now, granted, like I said, we able to help. We're taught to be able to deal with everyone, but their specialty of who they're marketing to may just be that group of people. Maybe you wanna specialize in just a certain condition. Maybe you wanna deal with individuals who just have alopecia areata. Maybe you wanna deal with people who have CCCA, you know, it just depends on where it is. Like I said, I'm in hair loss, like I said, non-surgical hair replacement is my baby, but if you come to me, if you wanna grow your hair back, we have the trichology services, and if you need a nice, cover up that's not gonna add to the issue, we have the non-surgical hair replacement. It's simple as that. But everybody doesn't have to do all that. Everybody doesn't have to go be a trichologist. Everybody doesn't have to be a non-surgical hair replacement specialist. So, um, like I said, I am gonna get the training. So I'm gonna put up, a 2024 reflection. But honestly, guys, about the best thing I had was like happy 2024. I mean, happy New Year 2024. 'Cause I want you guys to go in here. I just it just hit me last night, like, "Henry, you got to go." I would've went live last night, but by the time it hit me, it was 2 in the morning. I don't know who's gonna be up with me. But y'all, we have to go into 2024 swinging a little bit better than we have any other year before. We have to go in here swinging differently, and we have to really, like I said, just really it starts with ourselves. Get get in tune with self. Listen to that higher power that's been talking to you. Get in tune with that, and I'm telling you, I promise you your purpose will line up. And I'm saying this, I have to speak from the hair side because I'm be professional, but I have friends and everything. Like once they kinda got close with God, is the doors that were open was just amazing. And they're so they're just not lost nowhere. Just think about those people that we see, like, they just scattered, they don't know what they wanna do. They work a job, but they don't know really what their passion is. They don't ever know what major they wanna do. They don't wanna, they just kinda working miserably. We are blessed to have a business that we already know we like. Clearly, if you're doing hair still today, if you made it past the first few years of doing hair, after getting licensed, hair is somewhere deep in you is necessary. Yes, thank you. Like, somewhere in you, hair is natural to you, but sometimes we might feel like it's not because we get burnt out. We don't have to get burned out. You might have to just refresh it, put a little different twang on it. Like I said, a lot of us go into hair loss because it's just it's a refresh it's a whole 'nother world of it's just in a whole 'nother world. It's a whole 'nother, industry that, like I said, y'all, you'll be crazy to leave that type of money on the table, because you have hair loss clients in your chair already. There's not too many people who come to you that I mean, all of us not if you're a stylist that has 100% all your people hair are growing the same, I applaud. I've had clients who came to me every 2 weeks or every week, and something happened in life where their hair started shedding. Something happened in life where their hair started thinning, and I'm like, "Well, I can't say it's something they're doing because they come to me every 2 weeks." They had a life change. So, oh, my thing doing something, y'all. So yeah, so I just wanted to get on. Hold on, let me put that. Hold on, y'all. So yeah, so I just want to let you guys know that 2024 has got to be different, and it's gonna start with the head, yourself, and everything else will flow. Trust in the head, get in tune with yourself, and let everything else flow. Make it something different because it's already in you. And so I want to thank you guys for jumping on tonight. I know it's late. Like I said, we're gonna be doing lives a little bit more. And then we had to have a little guest speaker Amari jump in. But I do thank you guys for tuning in and just hanging in there. Have a great night and have a happy new year.